Weather down there, and also with Purdue women's basketball. I'm Alan Karpik, and I am the host for this evening. Glad to be here. Purdue will close out its 100th football season in venerable Ross-Ade Stadium with its 125th meeting with interstate rival Indiana. There's much more to play for than the team's records indicate when these two foes collide Saturday at noon, with pride in the 98th Old Oaken Bucket battle on the line. And we look forward to an hour's worth of good discussion with Coach Ryan Walters, and we'll take your questions over Facebook and meet two of the best Boilermaker defenders in a long time here who are having a banner year for their position. But we'll be back here in a couple minutes, and of course, when we come back, we'll be joined by Ryan Walters, and you're listening to the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
The first touch for Tracy out of this look, and around the edge for a first down, and staying on his feet, zigzagging back, and 10.
Had an excellent career, and then of course he's now the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Tracy bounced off that original surge. Osaka will mostly play on third down today as it opens up again for Tracy, and 2 first downs on this drive for Tracy. Ben Bryant looking to throw, and time runs out. Injured in practice on Thursday. Now Bryant runs into pressure.
He couldn't get there in time.
Pressure from the blind side. And down. On third down, it's Ben Bryant. And pressure from the front side this time. With 4 guys rushing the passer.
Quarterback draw.
First college game for Brown, and a seam shot is held on to. Another run. Tracy slips out of there, leaving a pile behind him, and squeaks through there. Tyrone Tracy snaps the shut. A couple first downs for Purdue with Brown at quarterback. He hits Maccabee, swinging out to the flat, and Maccabee makes it 3 straight first down. Bryant got it away late, and Thieneman.
This is real. Watch him track this ball all the way down. Really well done by Thieneman from the middle of the field.
It's Tracy up the middle. It opens up for Tracy. Foot race. Can he beat Hollis? Hollis with an angle and tracks him down. Could be the game right here. Maccabee to the edge and in for the Purdue touchdown.
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We are live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it is always game day with a taste of Louisiana. I want to also thank the Purdue football season is presented this year by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Coach Ryan Walters joins me, and it's Thanksgiving week, and you got enough to do in a week getting ready for a game. It's a little bit short just because that Thanksgiving day, but a lot to be thankful for. You know that on a personal level, but it's also a lot to prepare for when Indiana comes to town.
Absolutely. Obviously you want to honor the holidays and the holiday spirit, and I do think it's important to take time to reflect on things that you are thankful for in your life. You know, my family, when we have Thanksgiving meals, everybody kind of goes through and says what they're thankful for that season or that year before we eat. And you know, the things that I'm thankful for are thankful for family. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be the head coach at Purdue University, and I'm thankful for the guys in the locker room. Two of the stalwarts of the locker room are here today, and I'm thankful for the lessons that we've learned this season. And I think the things that we have learned will pay dividends moving forward. And I'm thankful for the support at Ross-Ade. You know, this place has been electric every game. This fan base has been awesome, and the community has been nothing but supportive. So I'm thankful to be here.
Yeah, when you look at your first year of being a head coach, and you obviously have a lot of experience in football, has it gone? I mean, as expected. I mean, the wins and losses aren't where you want to be. We all understand that. But in terms of just the day-to-day stuff, is it, you looking back, has it been pretty much what you expected, or has there been a lot of curves thrown at you?
The day-to-days are kind of what I expected. I didn't expect to be hit with the injury bug as much as we have, obviously. You walk into every season very optimistic about your prospects on the win and loss margin, there's no excuse for having 3 wins right now, regardless of the situation or the adversity that we hit. We didn't do enough to win enough games to reach the postseason, and so I've been very clear and very adamant to the staff and the locker room, like, this is the last time, while I'm here, that we'll be at home during the holidays. Like, that is not okay in the sports world. There obviously a lot of lessons learned, and there's a bunch of shoulda, wouldas, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm very optimistic too, though, about the prospects for next season and this program moving forward.
The thing that's impressed me about you, and we see you every Monday from a press situation, but just you come in, you stay optimistic. I thought leading into the Minnesota game, especially, just watching you and your ability to. You're optimistic, you stay upbeat, but without over-talking. Talk about that and just how you keep your team focused. Yes, there have been ups and downs in that first season, but how you've been able to keep yourself mentally into it, but also really pushing that out towards your team and your staff.
Yeah, I think you just, I've always operated under, honesty and transparency, and when you do so, you look at the reality of some of the situations that we've been in, and, for instance, like this past weekend, right? We show up to the game. The left guard goes through warm-ups in the first series that I can't play, and then our starting right tackle, he's like, I go through warm-ups and I can't play. So, you're and then the quarterback, right? Like Hudson all week, he's out, and so you dealt with these things that you can't control, but you're still trying to find a way to win. And so what I've been proud of is, like, our staff has been ultra adaptive to what is going on and how what style of play can we play with to try to move the ball and score points. And so they rush for 300 yards, right? Yeah. And so usually when you're in a game where you do that, you win it, but you have 4 turnovers. You have 3 lapses on defense that lead to explosive plays and points. You can't win a ball game when you don't play clean, when your margin of error is that small because of the situation that you're in. And so, again, those are all lessons learned, but there are positives within those lessons.
Yeah, and I think you've done a good job, from my observation, just of working to keep it upbeat and keep it moving, and that's what you've got to do. All right, we're going to take a short break here. This is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Didn't take it over him from about 8 feet. It's made it a difficult.
Everybody back from last year, including the guy with the ball now is sophomore Braden Smith. Oh, wow, that was pretty. Extremely early in the season, but this looks like a very good basketball team. Gillis wide open. The assist to Smith.
Well, Smith had the 3, but Mason Gillis, that's an awfully nice thing.
Yeah, you bring a healthy Cameron Heide into the equation as well. He's in there right now for Purdue.
And she's the Mia Hamm of basketball. What a block. Baseline drift by Colvin.
And another block. It's still lots of time. Ike has it knocked away by Smith. Here's Jones. 2-on-1. Boy, has he got some weird. Follows up his own miss, but it comes to Jones. Again, a 2-on-1. And again, Jones will finish. It's a 1. Still live. But now it's a 5-on-4 for Purdue. Jones open. And buries it.
Gonzaga has made Purdue into individual playmakers. They don't have a ton of assists now. They've missed some shots. And those are the easy ones.
That's a great look. And that's a sweet reverse for Jones. Outstanding transition offense for Purdue.
Transition. Whenever there is conversion, after a rebound, after a turn, the players are going to look back and say, Zach Edey's in there, right?
Looks great in the huddle. 7'4", 290. What a feed from Smith to Heide, who just snuck in from the
Defense was too high. Ryan Nembhard just let Heide get behind him. And a beautiful feed.
But an air ball from Nembhard. Back comes Purdue. Under 4 to go. Colvin wide open. And it's a double-digit lead now for the Boilermakers. Great ball movement. Open man. Open look. Bottom of the net.
Heide was screened into a slot ball screen and then rolled back down into the...
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Auto Group. And want to thank the Rohrman Auto Group is a great supporter of Purdue athletics. They support Purdue through the Boilermakers, are presenting sponsor of the Ryan Walters Show and proud partner of Boilermaker Athletics. Rohrman Auto Group, boiler up and hammer down. All right, getting to that Thanksgiving theme one more time, just in terms of you've got 2 young kids, and Thanksgiving is for you even growing up. What is it, and you've got a football team that you're going to be having a meal with, I'm sure, on Thursday. But talk about the Walters family traditions. Maybe that family tradition is around football, I would suspect, over the last several years. But tell me about what is a Thanksgiving meal for you?
Yeah, it definitely is, around football. Just, growing up with Dad playing, and then obviously myself playing, and then getting into coaching. But so my mother-in-law got in town last night. My mom and dad, my brother, his significant other get in town, and my grandma get in town today. And so there'll be a lot of home-cooked meals.
Oh, good.
So we'll have practice Thursday morning. We'll have like a Thanksgiving meal as a team up in the press box. And then, kind of give the guys the rest of the day off to, guys that are local can go home. And I'm for sure going to go home and have some sweet potato pie and desserts like that. So always fun to just be around family and have some good food. Try to tell our guys not to get overly stuffed because we got a game in a couple of days. But, obviously it's a great time to just sit back and reflect on all the things that you're thankful for in your life. Yeah,
and they all have a chance. I assume that some that can't go home, many of them can't because how far they live, home of other teammates or coaches, and so like there won't be anybody sitting there without a meal. I promise you. Yeah, no one's going to go hungry from that standpoint. Okay, Indiana presents an interesting challenge. Tom Allen. You're both defensive guys. You have a lot of respect. You talked about that publicly, about the way that they do things. But talk about their offense. The quarterback's been playing better. They've also lost a couple games here in the last two contests that they probably thought they could have won or should have won. What are you seeing in the Hoosiers? Yeah, much like where we are. They've lost a couple tight games. And the games that they've lost have been different, right? There's some low-scoring ones that have been tight contests, and then there's been some shootouts. So what that tells you is they're playing complementary football with a chance to win there at the end. Offensively, they pose different problems with the personnel groupings that they have. Quarterback is a big athletic guy who trusts his wideouts downfield, and he trusts them because they're tall, long, rangy, and win a lot of 50-50 balls. The running backs are, old school Big Ten type backs. One of them's like 6'2", 240. The other one's 5'11", 225. And then they got a little scat back that they also line up as a wideout at times, who is obviously fast and quick, and they'll get into some like triple option type offenses and schemes. So we'll have our hands cut out, our work cut out for us on defense. But I like our matchups, and we got to be really good up front on our defensive line and locked in the secondary with where our eyes are, because their pass game really complements what they do on the ground in the run game. Yeah, they got off to a good start last year's game against Purdue, and the Boilermakers came back and got the job done. But they can strike fast, that's for sure. All right, they always talk about this game being for the state of Indiana bragging rights. That comes into recruiting, and obviously the state of Indiana, I think over the last many years, has really improved its football stock. But how much does this game mean in terms of when you're going to visit kids that are from the state of Indiana? Have you noticed any of that just yet, or is it maybe just this first cycle where you'll have that conversation when you're in an Indiana home?
No, I mean, as soon as I got hired, I noticed, right?
Yeah.
Like it is a rivalry, and there's a trophy that's attached to it. There's a long tradition that's attached to it, and so it is a big game. And it's also a big game for us because it's the last game. And so you talk about going into the off season and you wanting to finish on a positive note. Like this is a big deal, and so our guys have been preparing that way. Had a great day of practice this morning, and I'm looking forward to practice tomorrow and on to Thursday and final prep Friday to go play with confidence on Saturday. Yeah,
it's going to be it always is an interesting game from that standpoint, and from a Purdue fan standpoint, you never know exactly what to expect. All right, we're going to take a short break. This is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Chloe Chacoin slams it down. Wisconsin out of sorts, but keeping it up. On the slide, it's Lourdes Myers and dug by Franklin in the back row. Kenna Woolard wants that swing. Up the middle with Myers once more. Chacoin over the block. Chacoin forces it over and finds the floor. Eva Hudson, a big rip. Raven Colvin will extend this set. Here's another freshman, Anderson, to serve. Look at that dig by Skimmerhorn. Chased down by Franklin, still up. Skimmerhorn wanted it. And Hudson with the big swing once more. Purdue gets to celebrate. They take down number 3.
All right, we're back here. Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union. Everyone needs a little playing time. All right, Ryan, you look at the bucket game. You played in rivalry games at Colorado, Nebraska, maybe your biggest rival there. At Illinois, it was Northwestern. It might have been Purdue sometimes. Talk about what that message is to that team going into a game when you're standing right in front of them. You don't want to be too excited about it. You got to play with a level head, but there's still something special that you can motivate them for this.
Absolutely. Usually, I've got like 3 keys to victory going into every week. And this week I've just got one because I know it's going to be a competitive, it's going to be a tough, it's going to be an emotional and passionate game. And so when you enter games like that, when emotions are that high, to me it's important to be disciplined and to play clean because that can overcome a lot of the emotional mistakes, right? And so that's been my message to our guys this week. Like, I know they're going to play hard. I know they're going to play physical. It's going to get chippy. Like, all those things happen naturally just because of the nature of the rivalry and because of what's at stake with the trophy in line at the end of the game. And so, to me, the team that can be the most disciplined will have the best chance to win the game.
Yeah, that's going to give you the chance to get it done. When you have Indiana or when you have any rival from the other side, any game, I should say, too. Quarterback play is extremely important. You obviously had a lightning bolt last week of having to Hudson being out. You played two guys. Talk about what you saw from Bennett and Ryan, and also maybe what you know about Hudson coming into this game. You said on Monday that you thought looked positive, but it's obviously extremely important.
I thought that I thought both of Ryan and Bennett gave us different elements to help us, efficiently run the offense. Just with where we were in Ryan's ability to run the ball, felt like he gave us the best chance down the stretch to move the chains and to get us in scoring range. I liked Ryan's confidence. Obviously he's a true freshman, and the week before had only taken scout team reps, right? So he made some freshman mistakes, but that he'll learn from. But I do think the future's bright for him. He's big, he's athletic, and he's got some moxie to him. And then we're excited that Hudson is, from all intents and purposes, looks like he's going to be able to play. Felt like the Minnesota week was just a glimpse of what he can do when he's comfortable and healthy. And then the next week he's not healthy. Yeah. So, but he looked good throwing the ball today. He's adamant about playing this weekend and wants to be out there battling with his guys. And so, if he's available to play, he'll play.
All right, we have some questions on Facebook. Our friend Judy Jacobs from Glen Lake, Michigan, been up there a few times with her and the Jacobs family. Jane Jones also from Orlando, and actually some people listen from Hawaii because, of course, Purdue men's basketball takes on a big game against Tennessee right after our show. We'll join Rob Blackman and Bobby Buckets Riddell. But one question we got from John Reiner talked about the RPOs and Ryan Brown's ability, his decisions to hand the ball off or to run it. Were those predetermined? Or is that those calls he makes? Talk about how that comes about.
Yeah, they were not predetermined. He's a freshman. He's going to make some freshman mistakes, right?
No doubt.
And so there were some opportunities where I thought he could have pulled the ball to extend the play a little bit, specifically on the goal line. And again, he's like I said, he was on scout team the week before, and so you can't fault him for that. Like those are learning moments. Those are experiences that he'll be able to log and move forward. And at the end of the day, he gave us a chance to win. Right, we had the ball with 2 minutes left to go in and tie the game and try to send it into overtime. Just didn't play clean enough to win the ball game. But I thought he played hard, and I'll never question his fight. 1 second.
Yeah, he did do that, and again, the game avenges in a lot of ways, and that both those guys got some good experience. And you have to look at that and say, no matter what, you at least got two guys now that if this ever happens again, it almost always happens with quarterbacks. You got guys with experience.
Yeah, absolutely. The best teacher is experience, right? And so both those guys have gotten some snaps under their belt. We're also adding a quarterback at midterm, and so we're excited about him too.
Yeah, no question. All right, in our next segment, we'll talk either to, I think, Cadron Jenkins. We're going to make him go first, and then Nick Scouterman will enjoy for the next
Gordon.
I'm sorry, and I know better than that. More in 2 minutes from the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
By Super Bowl champion George Karloftis. George, really appreciate you making some time on your weekend back here on campus.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
So we're talking about the 2021 season opener versus Oregon State. What do you remember about that night, sort of that game?
There was like a lot of buildup, because that was kind of a highly anticipated season from us. We had guys on both sides of the ball that had something to prove coming off of a lackluster COVID year, and even more so that 2019 season. So, we had something to prove as a team, and we knew we had a good opponent in Oregon State. It was going to be a good game. I remember, coming back because the year before it was COVID and no fans, so you see we did the player walk and all that stuff, and you get almost kind of emotional because it was pretty cool, and there was a lot of emotions. It was raining. We had to wear our 7 studs and all that stuff. So. That was an awesome game.
What was it like during that COVID year when you look up in the stands and I don't know, maybe he had a couple hundred people, but they had the cardboard cutouts?
It's weird. Weird. It was weird. not just for us, for everyone really in football and really in the world. It was a really weird year where just a lot of stuff happened, but you kind of just roll with the punches.
Yeah. Well, it was quite a game, the Oregon State game. You had to have Payne-Durham kind of clinched it for you. You talked about the build-up on that. How did that game, winning that game, really set you up to go into a 9-win season?
Just like you said, I mean, that was kind of the starting point. You know, all right, we got some here. Then we went on the road against Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Connecticut, and then we had a good game. You know, tough matchup against Notre Dame for sure. But just kind of set the stage for everything else.
Another thing, I think I'd definitely much rather be in the heat right now. Ellis tries to go under, does so. Nice job. Again, it's those small plays, Charlie, that's going to build their confidence.
Who recognizes they do not have the advantage on speed. They're trying to slow down the set.
Well, Harper sends that one up. A nice shot there by the 6th. Yeah, that gets them going in Mackey. Not a whole lot of runs off the ball so far for the Boilermakers. Everybody slightly ball watching. That doesn't matter though. To clear that one up just. The freshman trying to take it inside. Does a nice job. Gets it to full. And Terry probably setting herself up. Gives it to Harper though. She shoots the first time. If only she'd done that a few times. She finishes this half on a high note. Micah Pointley to Harper holding that one. Now Ellis takes it inside, does a nice job and gets that to fall off the glass. So a good start from the Boilermakers. Koulibaly tried to reach in. Wasn't able to find anything. And Terry somehow goes straight through the double team and able to make that one fall. Take by Ware. She goes to work against Caitlin. Weak side's open. But Jones able to fly over there and a phenomenal job blocking that one by the freshman. What a night she's had. As a diehard Knicks fan, I've seen a lot of loss.
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We're live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it is always game day with a taste of Louisiana. I want to remind folks here that Purdue Athletics would like to thank and recognize members of the Black and Gold Club who support Purdue Athletics through their sponsorship at the highest level. Black and Gold Club members include the Indiana Packers, Molson Coors, Purdue Federal Credit Union, Purdue Global, Rohrman Automotive Group, and Wabash. Each are great partners of Purdue Athletics. All right, we are happy to be joined by Kadron Jenkins, number 4 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, because he has had an unbelievable season. You and Nick Scorton, who's going to join us in the next segment, are really the two of the best in the Big Ten. Talk about how this scheme under Coach Ryan Walters and Kevin Kane on down the line has really allowed you to even take your game to the next level.
I just feel like the scheme that we're running, it just give us more one-on-one, so it help us win more and get advantage against the offensive line. So they'll have to foul us, and so they'll give me and Nick one-on-ones to go get in the backfield more.
What's it like for you when you got that flash of a second when you know you're going to get that quarterback and you know he's going down and he can't get away from you? What's that like? Do you get a sudden jolt, or does it just happen so fast that you don't even think about it?
I feel like it just happens so fast. I don't even think about it. I just think about it when I get up and I'm about to celebrate with Nick or just about to celebrate. So I think it just happened fast, and I don't really think about it.
All right, Ryan Page asked a question that a lot of folks want to know. Do you have another year of eligibility, which you do, the COVID year? Any thoughts on what may be next for you?
Yeah, I haven't made no decision yet, but I have been thinking a lot about it, and I'm just trying to keep it to myself right now.
Yeah, understood on that front. From Louisville, Georgia, nothing's better than sunny West Lafayette and Thanksgiving time. But was there any adjustment? I mean, I know it's not balmy in Georgia, but it's a little bit warmer. How long did it take you to get used to those Novembers in West Lafayette?
I mean, I would say my sophomore year, I kind of got used to it after a while. I mean, it's real cold here right now. Right now, it's not that cold in Georgia, so definitely I'd say I got used to it my sophomore year, probably my junior year really though. So.
Yeah, you've played in some bucket games. In fact, they're running the promos back when you were wearing jersey 44 of a sack that you had against the Hoosiers in Ross 8, I think 2 years ago in the game in 21. What's it like to play against these guys? Do you notice an uptick in tempo, passion, so to speak, from the other side and from your side as well?
Just playing in these type of games, what I have learned, like, it's going to be a hard-fought game. Yeah. It's competition. And at the end of the day, when we play these games, it's not about the record. It's about getting that bucket. So that's the main thing.
Does it get chippy, like Coach Walters said? That it. I mean, does that automatically start from the get-go, or does the game typically work into that?
No, it definitely get chippy. Yeah, I feel like it start off chippy. Like, we all know what's the goal. Like, they don't like us, we don't like them. So
it's mutual then. It's a mutual friendship there, right, KJ? That's right. So, all right. You guys, the two of you, Nick and yourself, have been two of the very best in the Big Ten at sacks and putting pressure on the quarterback. A lot of pride between the two of you. The fact that you could be 1 and 2 if you have another big weekend in the league, and that says a lot to finish the season as sack leaders in TFL, among the best in TFLs as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing that we get to compete against each other, and it's actually cool that me and him 1 and 2. Sadly, I'm losing right now by half a sack. But you can catch him in a hurry. Yeah, I definitely can. I am too, by the way. But yeah, it's fun. It's a competition thing. So, like I said, it's just fun to do. Yeah, I think that's a good, pretty healthy competition to get there. I think that's a big part of what you're going to do. So we wish you luck on Saturday. It's going to be it's always a special day when the bucket's being played for, and you've been fun to watch this year for Purdue fans and for all of us that have enjoyed number 5 and number 4 going at it. I love the fact that you guys, and you kind of meet at the quarterback, so that's a good thing. We don't met a quarterback a lot. Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks so much, and we will be back in a couple minutes for the Ryan Walters Show. We are live at Walk-Ons, and we appreciate also this is presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
The first touch for Tracy out of this look, and around the edge for a first down, and staying on his feet, zigzagging back, and 10.
Had an excellent career, and then, of course, he's now the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Tracy bounced off that original surge. Osaka will mostly play on third down today as it opens up again for Tracy, and 2 first downs on this drive for Tracy. Ben Bryant looking to throw, and time runs out. Injured in practice on Thursday. And Bryant runs into pressure.
He couldn't get there in time.
Pressure from the blind side. And down. On third down, it's Ben Bryant. And pressure from the front side this time. And with 4 guys rushing the passer.
Quarterback draw.
First college game for Brown, and a seam shot is held on to. Another run. Tracy slips out of there, leaving a pile behind him, and squeaks through there. Tyrone Tracy snaps the shut. A couple first downs for Purdue with Brown at quarterback. He hits Maccabee, swinging out to the flat, and Maccabee makes it 3 straight first down. Bryant got it away late, and Thieneman.
This is real. Watch him track this ball all the way down. Really well done by Thieneman from the middle of the field.
It's Tracy up the middle. It opens up for Tracy. Foot race. Can he beat Hollis? Hollis with an angle and tracks him down. Could be the game right here. Maccabee to the edge and in for the Purdue touchdown. They finally break.
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We are live at Walk-Ons to the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. All right, it's time also for our Pro Boilers feature, and I think this guy next to me will be featured in this at someday, and not hopefully not too soon from a Purdue fan standpoint. But it's where we look at the former Purdue student athletes who are how they're doing in their professional sports careers. Pro Boilers is presented by the Indiana Kitchen, premium pork products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Both our Pro Boilers and Indiana Kitchen are boiler made. All right, if you watch NFL, Rondale Moore had his first touchdown reception for the Arizona Cardinals, about a 48-yard reception. He looked we've seen that before, but he's making an impact there. Raheem Mostert continues to be excellent from Miami, 22 carries, 86 yards, and Aiden O'Connell just here last year, and you know Aiden, 24 for 41, 271 yards, had a touchdown pass for the LA Raiders. The Vegas Raiders, and they lost to Raheem Mostert. Derek Barnes continues to play extremely well for Detroit Lions, and Payne Durham starting to get some snaps also for Tampa Bay. He played, I think, almost a dozen plays, so he's starting to get in the rotation at tight end in Tampa Bay. All right, Nick Scorton joins us, number 5. It was fun to see the healthy competition between you guys, because it's a good competition if you're a Purdue football fan, because you're there to get the job done. But talk about your growth this year. I mean, it's been really impressive. We got a feel for how good you could be last year, but talk about how you've taken it up another notch and how that's come about.
Honestly, just working my butt off in the off season, and having guys around me who make me come to practice and be a better player. But from a development standpoint, it's really just the knowledge of the game. Like, you go into year 2, you know so much more than you do coming in as a freshman, especially me not coming in the spring. So just like my knowledge of the game just improved by tons.
Did you find yourself being impatient because you're talented? You came in with a lot of potential. Not that you didn't live up to it, but is there sort of part of that if you want to give all the effort that you can give, but you've got to also be patient with yourself? Was that a challenge for you?
I would say yes. Last year I went through a lot of hardships just because, I thought I was a really good player, and I'm not as good as I thought I was. And it's just coming into college, your mindset is, go take the guy in front of your spot. But really, I just had to calm down and sit back and just sit behind KJ and learn. Yeah. And that was a pretty hard adjustment that I had to make. And it proved well. I sat behind him. I progressively got better throughout the season. In the last couple of games, I started taking more snaps, and I started progressing, and it kind of just rolled over into the next season, just how I attacked the off season, and just how I'm attacking the season now.
All right, you're from Texas and up in West Lafayette. That was a transition too. I mean, it's got to be to move a long way from home and come up here. And we were talking about the Waters family and how they've befriended you over. We were talking offline about that, but. Talk about the community and what that's meant to you to be part of this community now.
Oh my gosh, the community has been so sweet to me even before I was here. When I was a recruit, Monica Waters and Andy Waters, my adopted mom met their friend on a plane, and the next time we came up here, they invited us to dinner, and ever since they've just been a very they cook meals for me and my roommates, just a very good family to us in the community, and. All the fans are just amazing, and the support is crazy.
Now, you are not going to be hospitable, though, I know, to the Hoosiers on Saturday. Talk about that and just that rivalry. You've been through one of them. You won one of them, but just what you expect. KJ was talking about them being a little bit chippy, but you expect that. That's okay. That's what you'd expect in playing your position.
I mean, that's what I live for. If I'm not talking during the game, I'm not going to have a good game. Honestly, I kind of just feel we owe it to the community to bring back that win. This is what it is. We have to, out of all the games, we have to win that one. That just is what it is.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. So, all right, we wish you well, and Nick, we appreciate your time. We've loved watching you play this year. Like I said, number 4, number 5 brings so much energy, and it reminds us of. It reminds us of the days of guys that you may not know, Anthony Spencer, Ray Edwards, a guy named Ryan Kerrigan, even all the way back to a guy named Keena Turner. You guys kind of remind me a lot of him. Of course, he did pretty well for himself in the NFL for the 49ers for a number of years. So we look forward to watching your career continue to progress. So this is the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Automotive Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. And we'll look forward to talking more with Coach Ryan Walters.
Take it over him from about 8 feet. It's made it a difficult.
Everybody back from last year, including the guy with the ball now is sophomore Braden Smith. Oh, wow, that was pretty. Extremely early in the season, but this looks like a very good basketball team. Gillis wide open. The assist to Smith.
Well, Smith had the 3, but Mason Gillis, that's an awfully nice thing.
Yeah, you bring a healthy Cameron Heide into the equation as well. He's in there right now for Purdue.
And she's the Mia Hamm of basketball. What a block. 5 baseline drift by Colvin.
And another block. It's still lots of time. Ike has it knocked away by Smith. Here's Jones. 2-on-1. Boy, has he got some weird. Follows up his own miss, but it comes to Jones. Again, a 2-on-1. And again, Jones will finish. It's a 1. Still live. But now it's a 5-on-4 for Purdue. Jones open. And buries it.
Gonzaga has made Purdue into individual playmakers. They don't have a ton of assists now. They've missed some shots. And those are the easy ones.
That's a great look. And that's a sweet reverse for Jones. Outstanding transition offense for Purdue.
Transition. Whenever there is conversion, after a rebound, after a turn, the players are going to look back and say, you know, Zach Edey's in there, right?
Looks great in the huddle. 7'4", 290. What a feed from Smith to Heide, who just snuck in from the
defense was too high. Ryan Nembhard just let Heide get behind him, and a beautiful feed by.
An air ball from Nembhard. Back comes Purdue. Under 4 to go. Colvin wide open. And it's a double-digit lead now for the Boilermakers. Great ball movement. Open man. Open look. Bottom of the net.
Edey was screened into a slot ball screen and then rolled back down into the paint. And that takes so much.
We are back. Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show. We are live at Walk-Ons in the Purdue Memorial Union, where it's always game day with a taste of Louisiana. I asked the coach whether he's got too many things going on. It is Tuesday night of game week to watch. Because on these same Learfield Purdue Sports Network stations, we'll have Purdue men's basketball here as they'll take on number 7 Tennessee at 8 o'clock. We'll join Rob and Bobby at, you can watch it on tape. I'm going to imagine you, in your day, you're athletic guy that you like to play hoops a little bit.
Yeah, I was a hooper. I grew up.
Are you a trash talker on the court?
Absolutely.
I figured.
Yeah, there's no other way to compete. You know what I mean? But yeah, love playing basketball, especially because I was in Colorado for most of my childhood, and so you can always hoop indoors. And then I was one of those guys that grew up really fast. So I've been the same height since 7th grade. So I thought I was going to be 6'5", and I was definitely going to play basketball. Yeah. Then just kind of stopped growing. So decided to go the football route, but I always enjoyed playing basketball. Still watch it all the time. Was ultra impressed last season just at Mackey Arena and watching those guys get down. And this would have been an awesome place to play. Actually, Conzo Martin.
Yeah.
Got to know him really well when he was at Mizzou. So whenever he's in town, we'll sit down and grab a bite to eat, and just love the basketball culture here. And so funny story, my 2 boys are also playing basketball, and so they were playing in Illinois last year and came to Little League out here, and it's a lot different.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot different, and so definitely enjoy what basketball brings to the state.
Yeah, state of Indiana basketball's always been on the upswing. State of Indiana football is clearly catching up, I think.
Absolutely.
In terms of athletic talent. From that standpoint, there's no question that's a big thing. All right, the Rohrman Automotive Group is supporting your Boilermakers as the presenting sponsor of today's show and proud partner of Purdue Athletics. Rohrman Auto Group, boiler up and hammer down. Okay, you got a thing where coming out of that Tiller Tunnel on Saturday, the weather's going to be good. It's going to be a good day for football, it sounds like, from that standpoint. Do you look at as you continue to make preparations, what do you have, if you have your must-dos, the 2 or 3 things that you've got to do to get the job done on Saturday?
Yeah, we can't do the things that cause you to lose games, and that's penalties, mental errors, turnovers. We take care of those 3 things because like I said, I know we're going to go compete. I know we're going to play tough, and we got to play discipline. And part of being disciplined is not shooting yourself in the foot. And so can't have pre and post snap penalties. Got to be alignment, assignment sound in terms of the mental errors. And then we got to protect the football and try to get it back. And so if I think we do those things, then I like our chances.
You know, you've talked about the progress of Dylan Thieneman. He's been just, if he's not the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, I don't know who's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about I think the thing that's been interesting, you've talked about his work ethic and how that can also transcend or send that message to his teammates as he continues to progress through Purdue.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big believer in living your routine, and I think that's something that's hard to do at a young age. And Dylan is one of the unique guys that understands the importance of a routine, and he's gotten it down to a science right now where it allows you to be consistently growing and improving on a upward trajectory, and as a result, his play just continues to improve. And you know, he's never hit like the freshman wall. Usually, when some freshmen play, it's you know, right around like week 6, week 7, where the improvement kind of stops. They get worn down and kind of get overwhelmed with social life and academics and, you know, the football aspect and how demanding that is. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, we won't let freshmen speak to the media and just to focus on being a college student, what it takes to play football, and not having any added pressure to you, because it's already a lot as an 18-year-old. And so, you know, I've been thoroughly impressed with his maturation, his attention to detail, but it's not surprising because it's how he lives every area of his life. Like he's got good habits academically. You know, he's a straight A student. And so, you know, usually when you're not showing up on any academic list and you're showing up extra to the weight room and you're showing up extra to rehab and watching extra tape and staying out on the field and working on your craft, like he's the last guy on the practice field all the time. And so to do that at 18, that's not normal. Yeah. And so, you know, definitely blessed to have him here, and looking forward to his career. Yeah, he has been an amazing first season, and yet it's also senior day, and you've got guys that weren't recruited by you that have made a big difference in this program over the years, and it's their last game. How are you going to approach senior day? I assume there'll be some ceremonies before the game, but tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, we'll have the whole team out there, you know, sort of make a tunnel after the tunnel. Yeah. And then have, you know, all the seniors sort of lined up and get introduced and have their families there to meet them, you know, right around midfield, take a picture, and, you know, just get honored for their work here, the sweat that they've poured into this place. You know, this game has always been about the players, and you know, they deserve all the accolades and all the honor for going to battle for Purdue. Yeah, I think they always say about first-year coaches, they never forget that first senior class, because they had to buy in as leaders, right. And that's an important thing. Right, and they have. Yeah, no question. All right, we will take a short break, and we will be back in a couple minutes here on the Ryan Walters Show, presented by the Rohrman Auto Group on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Chloe Coyne slams it down. Wisconsin out of sorts, but keeping it up. On the slide, it's Lourdes Myers and dug by Franklin in the back row. Kenna Woolard wants that swing. Up the middle with Myers once more. Coyne over the block. Coyne forces it over and finds the floor. Tiva Hudson, a big rip. Raven Colvin will extend this set. Here's another freshman, Anderson, to serve.
look at that dig by Skimmerhorn. Chased down by Franklin, still up. Skimmerhorn wanted it. And Hudson with the big swing once more. Purdue gets to celebrate. They take down number 3.
Welcome back to the Ryan Walters Show, our final segment, and a short one it will be. We are live at Walk-Ons of the Purdue Memorial Union, where it is always game day with a taste of Louisiana. Okay, Coach, thanks so much for your time today. Wish you happy Thanksgiving to not only you and your family, but also your Purdue football family. It's a special time.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to Purdue faithful, and looking forward to a bright future ahead.
All right, thanks so much, Coach, and we appreciate your time as well. All right, stay tuned because we're going to have Purdue football, Purdue men's basketball. Also, a program reminder that 4 o'clock tomorrow, the Purdue women's basketball team take on Georgia, and the Boilermakers in the Bahamas. That's where Tim Newton is this week. But also for our final broadcast for Pete Quinn, and we want to give a special shout out to Pete for 32 years at the helm as analyst on the Purdue Radio Network. We appreciate all he's done. It'll be an emotional day, I'm sure. Pete's an emotional guy. Coach Ryan knows that.
Pete's the best, man. He's the best.
And he'll never not be a Purdue fan, but he's going into grandparent mode, and I think that part is a good thing for him. But Tim Newton will be back in the press box for the call for Purdue, Indiana, when the Boilermakers and the Hoosiers face off. Then, of course, we'll have Purdue men's basketball tonight. The Boilermakers take on Tennessee, the 7th-ranked Volunteers versus the 2nd-ranked Boilermakers. That also should be a great game. I know we asked before we let's sign off just about recruiting too. That basketball program, that excitement at Mackey Arena is a good thing when you have kids in to visit.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely helped us with the 24 class coming up.
Yeah, no question. So, all right, we want to thank walk-ons and all the folks that showed up here today. We appreciate that very much. And we also want to thank the Rohrman Auto Group and Purdue Global for its sponsorship as well. We look forward to wishing everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving. We want to thank Gordon Bose for helping us as our engineer. Great, as always, Jay Cornett on video.
You've been listening to the Ryan Walters Coaches Show, presented by Rohrman Automotive Group.